Have you ever wondered what would happen if the worlds of Naruto and Dragon Ball collided? Imagine Boruto Uzumaki, not as the son of the seventh Hokage, but born into the universe of Saiyans, Namekians, and cosmic gods. Let's dive into this epic what-if scenario and explore how the young shinobi would fare in the world of Dragon Ball. Our story begins on a distant planet, not Konoha, but planet Vegeta. In this reality, Boruto is born a Saiyan. But he's not just any Saiyan. He's the son of a low-class warrior, much like Goku's father, Bardock. This heritage immediately sets a different tone for his childhood. Instead of a peaceful village, Boruto grows up in a society that values strength and conquest above all else. He wouldn't be complaining about his father being too busy with paperwork. He'd be training relentlessly just to survive. From a young age, this Saiyan Boruto would exhibit a rebellious streak, but it would manifest differently. Instead of pulling pranks, his rebellion would be against the rigid, brutal hierarchy of Saiyan society. He might question why they must conquer planets, or why their king is so ruthless. This would put him at odds with his peers and even his own family, branding him as an outsider with strange ideas about peace and camaraderie ideas, reminiscent of his original Narutoverse personality. Now, let's talk powers. Boruto's unique Jogan Eye would be a fascinating addition. In the Dragon Ball universe, this could be interpreted as a rare genetic mutation or a divine gift. It wouldn't grant him access to ninjutsu, but it could function similarly to a scouter, allowing him to see power levels, sense energy, signatures across vast distances, and perhaps even perceive shifts in dimensions or rifts in spacetime, a huge advantage in a world with instant transmission and interdimensional travel. And what about his karma seal? This is where things get really interesting. Imagine if instead of Momoshiki Hitsutsuki, Boruto's karma was linked to a being from the Dragon Ball cosmos. Perhaps a renegade Kai, a demon from the demon realm like Dabura, or even a fragment of a destroyer god's power. This would be his equivalent of a Super Saiyan transformation, but with a dangerous twist. When activated, the karma would surge through him, granting him immense power, but also threatening to corrupt his mind and body with the will of its original owner. The internal struggle would be immense. Let's picture Boruto's journey. He might be one of the few Saiyans to escape planet Vegeta's destruction, perhaps sent off in a pod just like Goku. Where would he land? Earth, of course! Landing on Earth, he'd be discovered by a very different kind of master. Instead of Master Roshi, maybe he's found by a younger Gohan who has become a scholar but still retains his fighting spirit. Gohan would see the conflict within the young Saiyan, the instinct for battle warring with a desire for something more. Training under Gohan, Boruto would learn to control his ki, not chakra. He would learn the Kamehameha, not the Rasengan. The principles are similar, concentrating energy into a powerful attack, but the scale is vastly different. Boruto, with his natural genius, would pick it up quickly, maybe even developing his own unique variations. Like a vanishing Kamehameha that combines the energy blast with his Jogan's spatial perception to make it disappear and reappear right in front of the target. His personality would evolve too. Surrounded by the Z-Fighters, people who fight to protect, not to conquer, Boruto's inherent goodness would flourish. He'd find a family in Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, and the others. He'd likely form a friendly rivalry with Goten and Trunks, their trio becoming a new generation of protectors. Boruto's rebellious nature would be channeled into pushing boundaries in training and challenging the older fighters, earning their respect through his tenacity and innovative combat style. Picture the epic battles. Boruto facing off against Frieza's army. His Jogan would be invaluable, allowing him to see through illusions and pinpoint weaknesses. Imagine him activating his karma seal during the Cell Games or against Majin Buu. The Z-Fighters would be shocked by this dark, patterned energy, reminiscent of the Majin symbol, creating tension and mistrust. Vegeta, in particular, would be fascinated and wary of this power, seeing a reflection of his own past struggles with darkness. The dynamic with Vegeta would be incredible. Vegeta, the prince of all Saiyans, would initially look down on this low-class upstart. But he would see Boruto's potential and his fierce pride. He might become a reluctant mentor, teaching Boruto how to harness his Saiyan rage and control his dark karma power, recognizing the potential for it to be a powerful tool if mastered. Their relationship would be one of tough love and begrudging respect, pushing Boruto to become stronger than he ever thought possible. As Boruto grows, his ultimate test would be confronting the source of his karma. This could lead to a whole new saga. Maybe he has to travel to the demon realm or confront a rogue god who wants to use him as a vessel to overthrow Zeno. This journey would force him to fully integrate his Saiyan heritage, his unique Jogan, and the dangerous karma power. His final form might not be Super Saiyan Blue, but a unique state where the Jogan is fully active, the karma patterns glow with divine ki, and he achieves a perfect balance between his innate power and the borrowed energy. In this universe, Boruto would find what he was always looking for in Konoha, a purpose greater than just living in his father's shadow. He wouldn't be the son of the Hokage. He'd be Boruto, the Saiyan from Earth, a unique warrior who bridges the gap between different forms of power. He would prove that it's not about your lineage or where you come from, but the choices you make and the bonds you forge. His story would be a testament to finding your own path, even in a universe filled with gods and monsters. So what do you think? Could Boruto survive and thrive in the world of Dragon Ball? What other crossovers would you love to see? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this what-if journey, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more epic scenarios, and ring that bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.